good evening, good evening, good evening. What's going on, everybody? As you all start to come on, I hope you all can hear me. I hope everything is coming through. If you cannot hear us, please give us a thumbs up, a heads up, or something. I don't know what kind of little technical difficulties I was having.
It's live.
Huh?
It's live.
Okay. Girl Pam said that we are live and everybody can hear us. Everything is going well. Good evening, everyone. It is a what beautiful. Can you say? Wait. I mean, you can't see me. They can see you fine. Why are you moving there? Come back this way, some, then I'll scoot over.
I'm fine.
Girl. People. There we go. It is a beautiful day in Zamunda. It's a wonderful Wednesday. We might have to have a couple of wild out sessions. You know who we are. You know how we do it. This is the Some Think for the People podcast because we like to make you think. I know we have been so busy the past few weeks. Good evening, Q. We have been so busy the past few weeks. The past 2 or 3 weeks, we have had to detour from our summer sex sessions. But on next Wednesday, hopefully everybody can be on the same page and we can get back to our summer sex sessions because we're here to teach. And from what I see on the worldwide Beyonce web, y'all still have a long way to go as we get prepared to try and launch a few workshops because y'all need some help. But I ain't one of the guys, so you ain't heard that from me. In case you didn't know, I am AB. We got the executive producer, the missus in the house. Say hello to the people.
Hello, people. How are you?
How are you, girl, Pam? Let's start there.
I am recuperating after 128 hours in 7 days, people. That's how many hours I have clocked in this week in 7 days.
That don't sound like no good situation. I pray for you. We also have the big trap uncle in the house, Mr. Jonathan Ellison, aka the Honorable Trap Gentleman. Mr. Ellison, what it do this week?
Shit, I'm chilling. What's shaking with it? For real.
Hey,
Hello,
too.
sir. How are
What's-
you?
You see how she changed when she picked your voice and see you?
That is not
guess
true.
what? I give 0 fucks.
We just had this conversation about how
Don't worry.
he just
She
had
she
this
al-
conversation.
she already clowned me today, so don't
This one,
then
clown
she'd
you,
already clowned me today, so don't even worry about it. Yeah.
baby.
She didn't
I'm
get her
praying for
normal
you.
she didn't get her normal telephone greeting that she gets.
Oh God.
And so I paused and I bust out laughing and I pulled one of you. I said, Joy, isn't it as a fruitcake? Well, yeah,
As
it's okay.
I'm talking about as a
But
fruitcake
but
and
but
Christmas
we
with all the nuts.
but we love her, so that's what we are.
Someday.
Don't worry, you have been off duty for about 2 weeks. You have had 2 free weekends, remember? Because I have been working 2 weekends straight and then I was out of town. So you had a couple weekends to yourself. So that means
You
the
act like
upcoming.
she act like you ain't single for real. Single taken.
What did Sandra Faye said when she first heard that there was some type of arrangement or agreement? Somebody, I heard that there was. Did I hear that there was an arrangement? Oh, okay, handle it. Isn't that what Sandra Faye told you? Remember
Then
who
she
your
don't.
mama said?
But you don't supposed to listen to her though. That ain't who you
We
listen to.
listened to Mama Ellison. I don't know about you,
Mm-mm.
but we
Don't listen to
listened to
her.
what she said,
Mm-mm.
and you
Mm-mm.
should too.
Are you
Depends on the
outside?
day.
They done put
I'm
chairs
outside.
outside?
I need to
He
be
told
outside
me
for real. It feels so good
to
outside.
call her if
Yeah,
I
it
had
does.
any
Nah,
problems.
girl. They put
Mm,
chairs out there where you are? Or you at
I put me out.
980? Oh, I don't have time.
No, I put me out.
How has your week been going, sir?
It's been good. It's been good. Decent weather. A lot of work. Everything's good. I've working on adding new products to the brand. So yeah, just been working on that, trying to make it happen. So with 105 temperatures coming this weekend, I'm trying to figure out
Yeah.
what plane I can get on because I'm not gonna be able to do it.
ASAP. Like,
Mm,
we may as
mm,
well. And people
mm,
keep going to Vegas. I always ask people, why y'all go to Vegas in the dead of the summer or in September when it's the hottest it's
literally,
gonna be? But I
literally,
can't do
it's
that.
one.
I
Literally, it's 109 out there right now. I can't do
yeah.
it.
Mm-mm.
I
No.
saw you in that old purple royal suit
Okay.
today. I saw you in that old purple looking quite
I
royal
think we
today.
get this broadcast started. The girl Pam has talked enough.
You ain't say them
She's
comments about how dapper
she's
you looked in that royal color?
she's had her water today. I can tell you. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Clearly,
yeah.
she needs more than water. Um, we want to thank everybody. Look, pushing through. We want to thank everybody for tuning in to the Something for the People podcast, where we like to make you think. And normally, I don't. I try to do pretty feel good stories, but it's a story that's been on my mind hard. And it's the baby actually made 1 month old. I posted on my page, I believe, about a week ago. In Georgia, a young couple. They were 19 and 20, I believe, years of age. They went in to have their daughter to have their child delivered, and the doctor, and I am going to show a picture of the doctor because some people have been saying that we should give her grace like we do less melanated doctors. But after I tell you the story, the hell with her and her grace. So a young couple go into the hospital to deliver their baby. They wait too long to deliver the baby. 3 hours, they asked for a C-section. They were told no. 3 hours later, they delivered the baby. They told the baby had died in delivery. They brought the child to the parents to see the child. The child was wrapped up and swaddled. You all know what a swaddled baby looks like. Come to find out, when the child got to the to the the funeral home called the parents immediately and informed them that this child was decapitated. So, some kind of way, this doctor sliced open the mother for a C section and maneuvered and manipulated the baby, the fetus, so much that she decapitated the baby. And to cover it up, they wrapped the child in a swaddling blanket and set the baby's head on top of the shoulders and in the blanket and wrapped it up to look like it was sitting there. The hospital has been contacted, of course. The parents have filed a lawsuit. The hospital said, well, she doesn't work here. She wasn't working for us. We don't know how that happened. I don't know what the hell they're talking about. But anyway, she obviously was working there. So people have been saying, well, white doctors, white doctors. I didn't ask you about white doctors. This is the doctor.
That's why personally I prefer white doctors.
You prefer white? All the time you prefer white doctors?
Nothing against our color, but I prefer a white doctor.
I'm not going to say I prefer a white doctor
I
because they
do.
can be just as heinous and horrible as anyone
I
else.
don't.
I
It's
prefer a
not that
competent doctor.
It's not that
I prefer a competent doctor.
I just prefer because I find that some in my life I have found that sometimes our melanated um doctors tend to, although Dr. Green has been very well
Yeah,
now,
I'm gonna say
but I in my
you talking about
previous
now.
encounter with doctors,
It was the less it was the Caucasian doctor that gave you the wrong diagnosis.
but I said that in my previous thing, I find that sometimes our color take our symptoms to
My
say they tend to
so
tell us, oh, that's just like a common symptom. Like if I go in there, I say that I had migraines. Oh, that's just a headache. Take
you
this.
think the melanated doctors do it more so than the
Yeah,
rest of
they
us?
tend to brush off some of our symptoms. Oh, that's just old age. Oh, that's just so and so. They tend to brush off some of the symptoms that we have as getting old or take this, instead of taking some of our symptoms seriously. That's what I have found. And that is what has happened with my mother, with my father, because I have older parents. And they brushed off some of their symptoms as just getting old or take this, take this. So in my life, in dealing with the older parents that I have, and they preferred white doctors, because when they would go to black doctors,
Well,
they
is it
would
that
just
they
brush off.
preferred white doctors or there weren't a lot of
Gussie.
black doctors?
Gussie preferred. No
What
matter
I'm
what
saying
Gussie
is,
wanted in life, she did not want it.
but it
It was
wasn't a lot of black doctors in your mom's growing up. Not in private practice.
it wasn't, it didn't matter what it was in life.
She wanted a.
If it was a black person coming in there, she didn't want a black nurse. She wanted a white everything. And I'm gonna tell you where this all started. It was because, I have a sister that passed when she was 6 months. And the story was that it was a black nurse and a black doctor that didn't realize at the time that something was wrong with April. And she left her baby there. When she left there, her baby was up sucking a bottle. And before she got home, they called and said her baby was dead. And that has always resonated with Gussie, that she left her baby alive and well. And before she got back home, they called and said her baby was dead. So since then, it has resonated with Gussie.
I'm not going to. I just prefer a competent doctor. I don't care if you black, white, other. Do a thorough exam of me. Take my
Right.
concerns seriously.
But that's the
Take my
problem.
thoughts
Some of
seriously.
us
But I think that's
have not
doctors.
taken it
But
seriously.
my mother has been a nurse for 45 plus years or whatever. Doctors don't take their patients seriously because doctors always feel they know more. And don't get me wrong, they're educated.
Some
They
of
do
them
know more
take
than
our
us.
symptoms
But
and brush
they
them off.
just, and that's white or black doctors.
That is true. Now, don't get me wrong. Dr. Erica Pierre who is now my Sora, took care of Gussie in her later life. She was her nurse practitioner and helped get Gussie to turn over them keys to me when she couldn't have been dressed. There are some of us who are brilliant black doctors, but there are some of us who need to go ahead and sit down that are doctors who have practiced longer than what they
Yeah,
should.
that's all the white men.
But
All
there
white
are
men been
some of
doctoring
us
for
that
57
do not
years.
take our
My
symptoms
doctor can barely walk
seriously.
in the room and he's still doctoring. Now, don't get me wrong, he's very
Mhm.
thorough. He's very
Right.
careful. He did
Right.
back surgery, knee surgery, foot surgery, but he
Right.
won't go home. They don't. Doctors just don't want to go
A
home.
lot of us, unfortunately, do not take us seriously. We can walk in there and say, well, what's going on with you today? And you can tell them what's going on with you, and they don't
Yeah,
take
my
us
mama doctor is
seriously.
white, and I can't stand it. I mean,
But
she does not
listen,
do
I'm
anything
just
right
telling you
to me.
my preference and the reason why I feel that when I walk into a room and it's a black so and so, they don't take us seriously. They
And
brush it off
Jonathan, what
and
you think?
say that, oh, you know.
I just want a
Uh,
thorough, prepared, and knowledgeable,
yeah, that's my
sincere,
biggest thing.
compassionate.
I think one of the things we got to look at too is that um, when you're dealing with someone and you're asking the right questions, I think that's something that's kind of missing in our community too. And so for
We
me,
don't ask
and
enough questions.
we don't ask enough questions. And so I feel like for me, what I've seen in having two having two sisters that are medical health professionals is it's a situation of you can tell the people that care about their job and love what they do.
And
And
then there are
so
those that just want that old money. There's too
right.
many of us that are
Now,
black that are nursing for the wrong reason.
right. So what I will say is in my what I've
There are too
seen,
many of us.
I've seen the Caucasians be the big problem. And so when we look at
Me too.
reports, we look at everything that has ever happened to, and I'm gonna be honest here, especially with regard to black women, white Caucasian men doctors and white women have ignored black women at an
And they hate
escalating rate.
us.
And it's to the point to where, like you mentioned something earlier with a black physician, I've heard more black women say that they felt unheard and unnoticed
Agree.
by white women and by white men that are physicians than any other culture that's out there, because the assumption is black women can take the pain, they can handle
We're
anything, and they are
workhorses.
stronger and they are unheard. So that's what I've seen. Now, my personal influence, you say you don't like the white ones, you say you don't like the black. To be honest, I've had better results with Arabic doctors. So
Mm,
if we kind of look
wow,
at it,
that's a
all of
different
us have,
conversation.
that's a different conversation, because in all retrospect, Arabic doctors have really fought very hard than any other, I would
To
say,
be where they are.
to be where they are. They have had to work under conditions that were less than and still brought people out alive. So I trust them more because one thing I've heard an Arabic doctor say, let me talk to some other physicians or
Yes, I
doctors
agree. I'll
before
agree
we
with that.
even make a decision. Let me go talk to them first and find out what's going on, and I'm gonna come back to you. Here are your
Hmm.
decisions. This is what you can do. We support you in whatever your decision is what I've always
That's how I felt
seen
about Dr.
from them.
And
Gala.
see, that's what
That's
the
how I
Yeah,
problem
felt
with
about Dr. Gala.
black
He was
physicians.
like,
It's either what they say or else. They don't like. A lot of them do not like to collaborate with others. That's what I have found, that they don't
I
like to
think that's
collaborate.
doctors, period. Doctors
yeah.
become so arrogant
But I
because they
think it's
feel
a,
like
but I
they feel
think
like
it's
they the
more,
many gods,
but I think
demigods,
it's
and
more, but I think it's more of an age thing too, because I think if you're dealing with black physicians that are younger, who have fought hard again to get where they are or whatever, and they just have this bedside mannerism about them that is welcoming, warming, and everything else. I mean, like I said, in this situation right here, we're dealing with a black woman that hurt somebody's child. But I got a feeling if we had to line everybody up, she probably is the little black speck
the
amongst
slimmest.
a big white ass fucking situation. So
Now
Yes,
I
let
get
me
it.
because
go.
think about it, it's way more of them. They're more dominant within the profession, and
Right.
they
Now, what I
cover
will
because
say,
what? Go ahead,
no, no.
because you're gonna say
What I
somebody
will
cover
say,
up.
what I will say too, black women in nursing, I have seen more of them with the nastiest attitudes in the world. When
Lately,
it
especially lately.
definitely lately,
Them
yeah,
young
definitely
girls
lately.
with a nursing degree that got RN or LPN, BSN, their
But I kind
attitudes
of feel
are
like if
they
we
just want to
did,
buy hair
but
and
I think
nails.
if we, but I think if we dig in real deep and like this, like I say, I'm speaking from a space of both of my sisters are black female medical professional nurses. So in that space right there, I think they always go in with a good attitude, and no matter what's going on, they gonna give the type of care that they would want for their brother or their mother
And
or their
that's the most
father
That's
or
the
important
whatever.
difference.
thing. That
And that's
Yeah.
care.
what my mama
Right.
did. That's what I always saw. So when I
Hmm.
started seeing this influx of young,
Right.
arrogant, don't know nothing nurses, want to
Right.
buy weave down to their butts and fingernails, it changed my perspective because
Right.
they used to go into the profession because they cared and honestly wanted to help. Now they're going into the profession because you can make a shitload of money.
Now let me ask you this question
And
here. Now
Hmm.
with Shaylin going to school now, y'all know that everybody who's going to school now, you say what you want to go to school to be. It's a
Hmm.
nurse, a lawyer, a doctor. You know, nobody else has anything different. You know, when I was going to school, you heard all kind of things. But now everybody is going to
they
school to
looking
be
for the money.
something. It's not looking for the money. The
Shit.
school, I think that these colleges need to change some of these curriculums, add something different, because everybody's going to school for their thing. I want to be a nurse. I want to
Well,
be a
that's
lawyer.
the whole thing about.
There's nothing, anything different. The schools are offering these generic curriculums. Either you're gonna be a nurse, a doctor, a lawyer. When I was going to school, I had limited
I
choice.
don't
Either
think not all schools
what I'm
are
saying
offering that.
is like Tony, he is a skilled artist by God given talent. But when he wanted to go to school, there was nothing that said, I had to tell him, well, you can build a building. Every building around here, somebody had to draw. But there's no set curriculum that tells him you need to do this to be an architect to do it. Like what I'm saying is
Mm,
But it
you
is.
have
You
to
just have to.
research.
You have to
That's the key.
research it.
But there are so many
It's just
kids
not
out
as
here now.
prevalent.
It's not as prevalent, but there's not so many kids that say, "Hey, that ain't gonna go out here and look." They don't have it. Some of
But is
them
that on the schools or is that on the parents and the children?
that it's on
there
the
you go.
kids who don't
It's
have the educated parents to show them how to go out there and look
because
for it.
I say this. I saw Mr. Johnson just commented. He's part
Hmm.
of the STEM, STEAM, whichever one of the.
Yes, but
He's part
That's
of
everybody,
what
it.
he
there's
just
so
So
many
said.
kids out
right,
there
You
that
but what
have
don't
to
I'm
seek
have
saying,
him
that.
out.
right, but what I'm saying is you have to seek them out. I don't blame that on the colleges and universities because that's a
It's
secondary, a
something that is
post-secondary level.
missing.
I blame that because that should start in elementary school. that these programs should
Mm-hmm.
get back. When we were in elementary school, we would have
Mm-hmm.
different people coming to our schools, talking to us, speaking to us
But that's
about
on the
different
education
avenues.
and the curriculum.
Right,
There
but
is
it's not on
something
the
that's
university. The universities provide all of that. It's just that they have fallen off at the primary educational level. Like I say,
Right.
with elementary,
The work
middle, and
that
high
the work
school.
the work that the counselors actually should be doing and
Yes,
helping
and the
these
should.
kids
counselors.
It's
with,
something
Most
yeah.
of the
there
counselors are just
that's
walking around looking cute.
it's something there
Right.
that we're missing. It's something that the kids, because everybody don't just want to be a nurse, but that's where the money is. That's where they going. That's what they going to do.
And I don't have a problem with them doing it. I have a problem with their motives behind being a
They
nurse.
want their money. They want they
Right.
want their money.
Like Carla said, Lauren has been in STEM since daycare. I just saw over here on Buncombe Road, it's some type of STEM or STEAM college prep academy. I had never seen it. It's sitting
Right.
there in the cut. I had to look it up online to see what the building was because I passed by the building. I was like,
That's
what
why
is
I
that?
love
And
Southwoods program that they this biotech magnet, because it opened up so many doors for kids who get into this start intern at LSU
Right.
that
medical
was
center.
still, yeah. But like I
Right.
say, again, that's an actual program on the high school level that will in turn send them into the colleges where these
Right.
But it
colleges
should
have
start
these.
elementary and middle
Yeah,
school. But
but it
there
just,
are some here. But this is
we're talking
Shreveport.
about, there you go.
But if
We're
they
talking
go
about
to
Louisiana
Texas,
where
it's
they have
so much
taken
more.
educational, where
And
they have
something else
taken
we got to be
educational to the wrong turn.
and something else we got to be careful with too is that you got to understand that these kids now are seeing things in a more financial standpoint than they are seeing anything else. And so
Hmm.
what we some of a responsibility that fall on us too, and I will say that a lot of us will get into a field and stay in that field and not go out and talk to these kids about these fields because I eventually got to a certain point. I had to go talk to kids and explain to them what GIS was. A lot of kids didn't understand that there is people that sit down and that go out in the field of land, and that's what that is their job. The maps that you and when you
Well,
go on Google Maps
kids
and there,
don't know
there's a
what land surveying is.
right,
Most
and
children
so
don't even
that's
know what a
why
land surveyor is.
I go to the educational centers and sit with them kids and talk to them about it and show them different little skill sets within it so they can understand that there's money in there too. So if we gonna kind of be, whatever space that we get in, we have to be in a space to also say that if we are in a profession that we are very recognized and we make very good money in,
And we're
we kind of
passionate
have
about,
we have a
pull
We
back.
gotta
responsibility.
We
pay it
have to
forward.
go.
We gotta
You have
pay
to
it,
Hmm.
pay
pay
it
it
forward,
forward.
but you got to reach back. We have
Right.
stopped as a people reaching back and getting
Reaching
those
back.
kids
And what
saying,
happens is
"Hey,
a
what are
lot
you
of these
mentoring this
kids
child?"
when they go somewhere and they get ready to go to school, what they are seeing in their community or in their group of people are the nurses and the doctors and the lawyers making the money and looking good and buying the big houses and everything else. But so they assume that, wait a minute, but what about my cousin that went to school for art and got 3 degrees and they working at Lowe's and they not doing well? It's so many pieces that go with it that we kind of have to be careful of. Well, why these kids going to be nurses or why they going to be this? Because in retrospect, sometimes that's all they see where the
That's
money
all
is,
they see.
or we're not taking the responsibility as you being an accountant, me being a GIS engineer, somebody else being someone that the girl we talked to last night, project management, stuff like
Yeah,
that. A lot of
that
these
girl,
kids don't see value in it,
that
and
stuff she
so
was talking
until
about last night, I
yeah,
was like, and she was so knowledgeable and humble,
mm-hmm.
trying to bring us in and
because
tell
we
us,
need
like,
because we
"Hey,
need
I don't
software
have a degree in
developers.
this. I have a degree in this, but this is what I'm making."
We need
And
software developers. We
yes,
need more GIS engineer. Like literally, the last convention I went to told me that what I do for a living, there will be 300 positions open in the next 2 years with nobody to fill.
wow,
But see, this is
So
the thing. People think that just because you have one degree, that is just because you get an engineering degree doesn't mean that that's where it stops. An engineering
Mm-mm.
degree leaves you open to so many more
But
different
we have to,
positions.
and we
An
also have to
Mm-hmm.
teach
accounting
our children about
degree
getting
leaves you.
certification.
I have a 360 degree. I can work anywhere I want to with any job I want because
Mm-hmm.
everybody needs somebody to run their money. My MBA in finance and accounting just opens me up to the world. It's just what I choose to do with
I
it.
need you
And
to open
Right.
without that plate.
I need kids to go to school, get this education, but open up themselves, y'all. You have to excuse this one over
You
here.
don't have to
I
excuse me.
swear
I
to
said what I
God,
meant.
she is my manager and
I
I
said
am her banker.
I said what I meant.
Jesus, but
Bank
yes.
on it. So if she
Mhm.
watching this, I said what
Right.
I meant, baby.
But
She
no, that's
ain't
just what you
watching
got
this.
to do. It's a
Yeah.
lot of gatekeeping going on. It's a lot of
Now
situations
I
where
will say
we
that in
have
our
we
community.
got the internet, but we got the internet too, and so we got to focus on it. The same attention some of these kids can take to get these cell phones and do TikToks and play video games and everything else. You got to have that same energy, and you got to see a struggle that forces you to say, "I want to change what the shit I got going on, and I'm going some to do something about it." So you got to have
Right.
that part of it too. Yeah,
And let
for
me
real.
get to a few. Good evening, everyone. A few of the comments. Mr. Johnson said you have to seek them out. Dominique Ellison says they're going into it for the quote unquote money. And because it's being told that if you go into this career, then you're looked at a certain way. But nowadays they're lacking the compassion. I totally agree with that.
I know
Mr.
people look at
Johnson,
you a little bit different when you had them letters behind your name, and they expect them letters behind your name, and you drive that certain car to make you
I
stand
never
out a little
understood the
bit more.
drive. When we were younger, driving a certain car gave you a look of prestige, but now all the ratchets got a Mercedes. All the hooches and the we got dudes living with their mama in a Benz
Hey,
in a BMW.
hey,
What I'm saying
hey,
is that
folks.
does
Sleeping on
no,
airbed.
because you said it used to be a certain look, and you get the car, and it was a certain look of prestige that
Well,
went
you
with
know,
your
that's
title,
because, let me
your
tell you
career,
why.
and the
Because
car.
growing up, I never did this, but in high school, everybody made a list, their dream car, their dream job. That's how you knew, supposedly, when
But
you
most of them,
succeeded in life. I never made this list. I never had a dream car. I never had a dream
I
job.
had one.
I didn't. I still
Well,
don't
that
have
was
one.
a project in school at one time.
Hmm.
Write down what you want to do in 5 years.
I
Write
think
down what you
mine
want your
was,
car to be.
now I
Get
did
pictures.
do
Remember, we
that.
had to do the collage and make the pictures of what we wanted our future to look like. We
That
had to
was
do that in elementary
that was
school.
career
I
day.
didn't do that.
That was
Yeah,
career day.
whatever it was.
That was career day.
I didn't have to do that in career day. Now senior year, I remember we had to write a letter to ourselves 5 years after we graduated, and it was mailed to us. Our teacher was still living. She mailed it to us where we thought we were gonna be in 5 years and what we were doing. Of course, I was
So
gonna be married to so and so, have these kids, have this degree, but I never had a dream car. And I still don't to this day
don't go
have a
back.
dream car.
Let's keep
What
going.
was your dream car?
Big body beans.
I still don't have a dream
But I
car.
didn't want the man, this little C class. I want the big body. I wanted where you could lay down into the back seat, where you had room. It was before Maybachs came out, so I
Jonathan,
wanted
what was your dream car?
Shit, my dream car was a Caprice because I was a.
the.
But yeah,
Hey,
so
So that is supposed to let you know that you made it in the world when you had your dream car.
let me go
People,
back to
what
my
was your
comment. What's your
dream
dream
car?
car?
To let you
What's your
know
dream?
that you had
No, you
Carla
know.
Collins, what was your dream car?
What's your dream career? I'm gonna read a few comments, and we're gonna talk about dream careers. Mr. Johnson says you have to start getting at the counselors way before college, and if they aren't, you have the internet to search it out. Carla says
you're
I
right.
can say this: there are a lot of careers that don't require a degree. You can make 185,000
Real talk.
Let
starting
me say
out.
this right here. All these jobs they don't require you to have a degree and have all this right here. My education from the LSU and the Southern has cost me a pretty penny. That LSU degree cost me a pretty penny, although I was on scholarship. But
Hmm.
I'm just saying that degree there costs money. And this MBA in finance that I got from the Southern University, now that right there
What
costs
what
money.
what what
But
what
these
what point are you
The
making?
point I'm making, Carla Collins say that you can get these jobs without these
You
degrees.
can.
That's a little offensive for those of us who
It's
paid
not.
good
You just got to
It's
be
money.
not
offended.
offensive.
You
It's
just got to
Without
be
not
this right
offended.
offensive.
here,
But to me,
this
You
it
just
right
got to
makes
be
here
sense.
ain't
offended.
right.
No,
But the ones that
listen,
do,
it's the
but the
truth.
ones that
It's a
don't,
lot
but
of
the
people
ones
You
that
getting
don't
know,
way
have
more
those
money than
degrees,
those with degrees.
but
right?
you
And
know, I
The ones
remember
that
this
don't have no
post that
degrees,
somebody
they just
said,
hustle.
you want us to have $150,000
yeah,
worth of college education to
that's
get
what you
these
charge
jobs
for.
that pay $45,000.
Yeah, it's the truth. We
Mm-hmm.
we got 100,000 plus worth of degrees, and then you making $12.74 an hour, rounded up.
Hmm.
Well,
So
I ain't
that
making
it don't matter.
$12.74 an
What I'm
hour, but I'm
saying is,
just saying
it's not
this
offensive at
math
all.
ain't math.
Well, that's your path you chose to take.
This
But
math
most
ain't math
look,
for some of
but
you.
most cases, them
They just
hustlers, them
hustlers. There you
they knew
go.
how to hustle. They knew how to look at the economy
I mean,
around
I
them,
ain't
No,
and
mad.
they
I'm
knew how
not
to get
you're
mad
set
at
in a
them.
involved. It
box,
is.
though. You're set in a
Mm,
box.
I'm not saying I'm not
You
mad at
set
them.
in a
I
box.
have been blessed and I'm doing well. But
for
I'm
real.
just saying I know it's somebody around here that's mad. Now you know this right here don't make no sense.
What I'm saying when I
Mm,
say you set in a box, because you are the perfect example of corporate world. Like, I'm gonna go to school. I'm gonna go work for corporate. I'm gonna
hmm.
stay at work till 8:35. I'm gonna do this, and the rest of like us, like, where we going to get these tequila shots? Because we work
Okay,
two
and the
hours today.
comments of Mr. Johnson say his dream car is
I'm just
don't
saying.
do me,
Oh, am I just talking about me and you?
just you and you.
Am I? Oh, well, my
Okay,
bad, dog.
what's Mr. Johnson
Mr. Johnson, let me see. Uh,
right
what?
there?
Mr. Johnson said S550 AMG. That's a
Oh,
Mercedes.
okay.
Wait, Mr. Johnson, I had lunch with my son and his friend, and I was impressed. The kid was dual enrollment and took all his math. He wants to be a chemical engineer, but also wants to be a plumber because he is strong in mechanical as well. And they need plumbers. When I say a plumber was talking to me, hell, I need a plumber right now because the nigga I had that was real good ain't showing back up since. But that's neither
Oh
here nor
shoot,
there. They
I got a
need
good.
plumbers. They need electricians. They
Hmm.
need people with hands-on hand skills,
And
skill sets, people,
let's be
trades,
honest
because
here.
we don't
Well,
have any. Kids aren't going into that
I
anymore.
know some electricians out in California making six figures, and I'm talking about
that's doing well.
I'm talking
in the
Hmm.
about,
middle, for
hell,
real.
Well, I
my
think
uncle
I
and his
chose a
son were in
wonderful career
construction.
because somebody gonna always need somebody to manage their money.
They were in construction, and when you go out to California, once you work for California and get some benefits, it ain't nothing they
Hmm.
can do. You gon' it's a liberal state. You gonna get your money. You gonna get paid. You gonna get your raises. They gonna do
Hmm.
all those things by the book in regards to you getting your money. Your money.
Right.
Candace Nicole said her
Hey,
ideal
Candace
car.
Nicole.
Oh, okay, y'all go. Was a 1952 door Chevy truck. Wow.
A
Hmm.
When I think
1952
of a
door.
1952 door Chevy truck, only
Yes,
thing
Lord.
come to my mind is when on Rosewood he was trying to run, and he was
I
the
know
train was
exactly what
trying to.
I'm looking at. I'm looking at the one she talking about in my head too. Yup,
Yeah,
that
but
motherfucker fire.
it was fine, but I didn't want to get in it. I be thinking about a time to kill when they threw them the girl in the back of the
Oh,
truck. I'm sorry, when I be thinking now
mm-mm.
it's a truck that Chevy has now, but it's about $120,000
Hmm.
with good credit. And
Hmm.
that thing, oh my God, it's a package on it. But that people are paying $15,000 and $2,000 for the car. No, I in my right mind and spirit could never do nothing like that. I don't care how much money I had. It
I'm
would
not doing
just
it.
tick me off to pay $2,000 in a car note.
I'm not
I
doing it.
just would never do it.
I'd
But
rather have
anyway,
my 2000 in
yes,
in
Shan
my
says my
period.
brother will be graduating with a degree in computer engineering this semester. Congratulations, brother. What's your name? You like girls or boys or others? Okay,
He
let me
too
go.
young.
My bad, my bad. Okay, my son loves computers so much that he is thinking of college.
Jonathan, that's right. You better look at the walls, Jonathan. Look
Yeah,
at the walls.
he said he graduating.
I got
Okay.
tired to play with her.
Anyway, Candace Nicole said if I had to choose, I wouldn't have gone to school for marketing. I'm doing very well, but I could have done what I do without the student debt. That I totally agree. Crystal said a
Yes.
lot of technical jobs earn more than 4 year and 4 year plus degrees. Mr. Johnson says, I'm proud I have zero student loans. He says, I am pro education but anti school, and that Carla Collins is right. As I've gotten older, I am as well. I am pro education. I am anti school after everybody I know is in debt from student loans and all these degrees and all, you
But I am
understand.
so happy that the technical school is there for those kids who just don't like school and don't do well in school,
Yes, they need welders. I agree.
to do well for themselves, because there are so many kids who just don't do well in school, but they need to be able to make a good living for themselves and the families that they already have or plan to have. So
Yeah.
I am happy for those, and there are so many people out there that need good technical workers.
Well, guys, you know me. I wouldn't be me. This has been a great conversation and
Oh
discussion.
Jesus! Oh, we finna talk. Oh Lord, here we go.
No, I'm not
Is
going back
that
on the doctor. I said what I had to say. Let me say this about that doctor, the business chair. Okay. The
Right,
cover, the whole staff, from the
right,
nurse, the
for
doctor
real.
on down to every nurse on
But
down
I
to
will
everybody who
say
was in
this
it,
though.
they all need to check.
Hopefully, this very young couple here, although it's a very tragic situation,
Hopefully, this will
I
set them
do
up for their
love the
future
fact
in life.
that they have a whole black team behind them, baby. When I tell you they got about 10 lawyers on that team that's working for them, I love the fact that they got a lawyer for this. Let me bring this lawyer up here. This lawyer handling this. They got a lawyer for every point. They don't have just one
And
lawyer
this is a horrible.
working
You can
on
never
this.
put a
So
dollar
that is
amount.
one thing that I am
Right.
very impressed with. They
Yes.
got a lawyer for every point. So it looked like that they are going to take care of this young couple, because this was a tragic situation. And I do think that they took advantage of their age, thinking that they
Of
were going
course.
to get over on these very young children. It's just a horrible situation. And they were so, although they were young, they were so excited about this baby. And what hit so home for me is that this could have been
Skylar,
Skylar. This could have been
because we went through a
Nugget.
similar
Yes,
situation
because
with them
Skylar had to have an
pushing her.
emergency
Yeah, they pushed
C-section,
her into this emergency
and she
C-section
was
because the doctor knew he
terrified.
wasn't going to get paid because he had just come on the case. He pushed her into this emergency C-section. Then when the baby is in distress, oh, we have to do it right now. Boom, boom, boom. I'm like, whoa, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? So it definitely hit home, which is why I say they asses need to check.
Yes.
Um,
For
And I
real.
will say this, that when something like this happens and you have to go into an emergency center, you need somebody there to advocate for you, because I had to have a C-section. It was planned because Salem was breached, but you definitely need somebody there with you, because it goes
some,
by so
and that's
quickly
why Skylar
and
said, no,
you
you
do
need to be
not
in there.
remember
Yeah.
what happened, because they put that
You
little
need
medicine
somebody
in
that's
you
gonna be in
so
their right
quickly
mind and think
and
fast on
think
their
and
feet.
remember. So I hope this works out for the young couple, and hopefully this
I'm hoping
tragedy
this will be
will
their
be their
retirement plan.
blessing.
This
Will
will
be
be
their
their blessing.
blessing for them.
Good evening, everybody that just came on. Trina, we're talking about the black doctor that decapitated the baby and then covered it up, swaddled her in a blanket,
Show the
set her
picture.
head.
Not no. The baby, they swallowed the baby. So we're gonna show the picture of the baby, because I am very thankful that they did at least allow them to see the baby. And the picture of the baby, it doesn't look at he the baby looks doesn't look as bad as he
This
could
is the
look.
baby.
So I am very thankful that they were allowed to see their baby.
I am thankful, but
Hmm.
how they, but anyway.
Yeah, very
So
grateful.
just when you have any type of medical procedure, my mom always told why you, which we always went to my mom. You nurse? What's the question? My mom is a nurse. Two of her sisters are nurses. My other one is a doctor. So we were taught ask questions. I don't. You don't have to ask questions. Write down your questions before you go into the doctor's office. Write down your questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. And if they have a problem with you asking a lot of questions, you may need to think about changing your primary
If
care
they got a
provider.
problem with your
Your
question, you know that ain't the
It's
right
time to
doctor for
go.
you.
I should be able to ask you as many questions I want. I'm paying you to ask questions. I'm paying you to handle and take care of me. And if you feel that something is not right, 9 times out of 10, go with your gut instinct. It probably is not right. Um,
Okay,
so
with that being
with
said,
that
people,
being said, do y'all know what Orange is the New Black?
mhm,
Does everybody put
the
a hand up
prison
in the
show.
comment? Orange is the New Black, where they were in the women's prison. So do y'all remember the chick on Orange is the New Black, Taryn Manning? She was the little country redneck white girl that didn't like black people, didn't like men. Yeah, Orange is the New Black. So I'm okay. Let me show y'all something first. So are y'all reading it? Orange is the New Black actress Taryn Manning said she was going to buy her boyfriend a new boat, but his wife ruined it for him. His wife ruined it for him. So after his wife, yes, the white girl from Hustle and Flow. So after his
No, I
wife,
never watched that show.
oh my God, you've never seen the movie? Your black card is revoked. Come
No,
on now,
I couldn't get into it. I tried.
Whoop that tree. Whoop that.
I couldn't get
My
into
bad.
it.
I had a flashback. My bad.
But when I wanted to say 1-800,
You can say it. Before I show y'all this video, she gonna tell me last night she was gonna, or the other day, Monday.
it's been
Moving
a
her
long
kid in school,
week.
I was about to call 1-800 choke that hoe and choke me out.
It was a long week, people. I had been up for 24 hours. I was stressed, and I was saying, man, I told Shayla, man, that song, you remember that song, 1-800 choke that out? It is coming to my mind.
So after she decided she didn't like his wife, or his wife had pissed off, she was gonna buy him a boat, as she said, that she can't stand his crook and why. So I'm just gonna show y'all a video clip. I don't know what kind of methamphetamine lace.
What, is she still an actress?
Cocaine. She said she got plenty of money. So y'all check this out.
Wait a minute, we gonna show it like this and not put it on the screen?
I can't. It won't upload. I don't know what.
Go that way.
You are messing this up. Don't hold my hand. Wait, hold on here. Okay, we're gonna try this again. We ready?
Mm-hmm.
The man that I've been messing with is a married man. Every night, well, for about 3 nights in a row.
Make sure you listen.
Or even maybe there's a night in between. I was licking his butthole. Because he liked it.
Wait a minute, she was what?
I didn't mind doing it. Is that bother? Is that weird? No. It's what?
Church people log off. Crystal log off. Wait a minute.
Okay.
Did this woman say she was what? His what?
So,
Crystal, I hope you have logged off. Crystal Brooks was on here. Log off. First lady, log off. This ain't the show.
Somebody at the church having the same conversation.
But okay, so tell me what the video said again. Because I'm confused. Trina, thank you, Trina, because I didn't get it. What's she saying?
Went on this rampage to say how she was so mad at his wife that she didn't get him the boat, and that she been licking his butthole.
Okay, first question. Why was she mad at the wife?
Because
She
the wife
didn't
was
give us the backstory.
the wife was in the way. Keep going.
But the fact she said
She was licking his butthole.
and was doing it.
So she wasn't mad that she was licking his butthole.
I think she was saying and that she liked it.
She,
But she was buying him the boat. Shouldn't he be buying her the boat?
because she licking assholes elbow.
The boat was the bonus.
That,
The boat was the bonus. Shit. I
so
don't
what
know,
made
man.
her so
Shit.
mad that she no longer buying the boat, but she's still gonna be licking the booty?
I don't know. It's just
We don't know.
Tyler, this is liquid gold.
Swear to
Shan,
God.
are you sure I heard that right? Saying I don't understand.
I don't know.
And Shan say she wasn't acting at all, Shan.
And his wife is married, and I feel so bad because I can't stand her.
She don't feel bad about licking her butthole. She feel Jesus.
She wasn't even like, wait, what? You've been messing with my nose? She said, you lunatic, you get out of my life, or I'll
She said R.O. I'm gonna get R.O.
Restraining R.O. Lord, bow your head. Because this is the greenest of the green.
You know, I have never.
That poor baby there.
Restraining
That poor
order.
baby
I
there.
didn't know what a R.O. Oh,
That
or
poor baby.
what?
That poor baby
Look,
there.
y'all, I don't have run-ins with the law. I'm
So,
sorry.
so what do you make of this? What y'all think about this?
I am just confused on why she licking his booty hole.
Don't touch no. And y'all are mad. Stop going to people ooty holes, as Jonathan say. Y'all gotta stay. Y'all gonna have John just don't
Nah,
look
don't
at
tell them
people.
nothing. Don't tell them
So
nothing.
Everything about me, they gonna.
she
But them
licking
folks,
his. Mm, mm, mm.
but them folks share needles and cousins and everything else.
She got to be
So
on that.
Is she
She
still
the
an
acting
least of the
actor?
like
problem
she's
is
still an
ooty
actor,
hole.
but Martin say she wasn't acting right
Hey,
then.
let me. This is for a public notice. Anybody that's in a scene with her, do not. She can't have no more kissing scenes.
Oh,
No more kissing scenes
oh
for
my
this actor
God.
right here. She
Well,
licking
you got
booty hole people.
you're gonna have to put her and a bunch of other people in the same situation. Then
You gotta put half Shreveport in that
just
situation.
No, half of
for
Shreveport
real.
ain't actors.
That's what you're gonna have to do.
Carla,
That's what you're gonna have to do. Seriously.
Carla and him, Porter
Mm-mm.
and MJ say, gay baby. Oh, my bad.
Oh Jesus. Mm-hmm. That show is a
Mm-mm.
nice picture of him as well.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
Anyway, back to
Jesus.
what I said. I just don't know why she felt the need.
And how you get
Wait,
this
hold
video? You
on.
follow her?
Colin Farrell, like,
He's like
like the
brown
actor
boots.
Colin Farrell?
And I like him as an actor.
I bet you do.
He be funny. Oh,
I
Jesus.
didn't know that. How did you know that, Candace McGill? See, y'all be following people I don't follow on social
Candace
media.
talks to them people too. Them people.
Yeah, now Candace has an inside connection. Y'all better listen to her.
Oh, Jesus.
Really? Colin Farrell like black women? I don't think I knew that. I don't know.
I can
Mm.
believe
And
that.
dudes, wait, he made a sex tape?
I can believe
Send
that.
it.
I can believe you
Candace,
do.
send it to me.
I can believe that.
Before I started this segment, I was supposed to make a PSA. And y'all just got me all off, but remind me to make my PSA before I get out here. And send me the sex tape in my inbox or tag me or something. Because this is too much.
Wait a minute.
I
What was
just,
the PSA?
Public service announcement.
I
No, I
got
said,
something.
what is the PSA? I know
I'm gonna
exactly
say
what that
it
means.
before I get. Don't y'all get off this live. I got something I need to share with you guys that may help somebody you know. Do not get off this live. It's coming up
Right,
shortly.
right.
However, when Tyler tagged me, and they're gonna be like, Tyler tagged you in that. When Tyler tagged me in this,
I was like, why you just
he
creating
did
this?
because we talked about it. We was on there laughing about it. I just didn't know what to think. Like she just looked
It's a
like a
lot.
meth head. It's a lot to unwrap. And the fact she was so proud to be talking about,
Well, she didn't have to change anything for the Orange is New Black because she looked just like
she
she
looked
did.
like trash then and looked like trash now.
I
But that's
thought
why
she
she
was
was
in
such a good
character on
actor
the
in it.
Orange is New Black, but
No,
she
that's who
was.
she is.
Mm-mm.
But every character we've seen her playing, that's what she's played.
Well, I ain't seen in
And
nothing
she's
but the
perfect
Orange
at
is
it.
New Black. I didn't watch her in Hustle and Flow.
In
We
Was
know.
she?
Hustler, she was playing like trash in
Was
Hustler
she
and
We
Flow.
bad in
know.
Hustle and Flow?
She was playing like
AB.
trash.
AB.
Oh, let it go.
Mm-mm.
Jonathan, don't do
Uh-uh.
me. Don't do that.
Mm-mm.
I just
Mm-mm.
thought,
Mm-mm.
I always find it strange when I hear women. You expect a man or some dipping every once in a while, but I always sends up a red flag when I hear women talk about that, and they're so involved in it, and like they really, she was proud to put out there what she was doing to that man Udi Ho. It
But
was
they are
just
more. But
Well,
they are
you
more
know,
proud of being nasty than. Ooh, never mind.
but you
But yeah,
know, side P, and she's very
never
proud
mind.
about being the other woman.
Never
You
mind.
know, back in the
she
day,
was mad that that woman said something to her. She talking about she didn't even care that I was messing with her
Cause
husband.
she feel like that should have been an easy situation. Probably she's been spending her money before on the
um,
family
Morris
and
said
the
she
rest
need to
of
see
them.
what the
Yeah.
husband look
They
like.
didn't show the husband.
He probably
Mari, I'm
didn't.
gonna tag you in the video.
That
You
that
got it. Y'all got it. I'm gonna tag you in the video, Mark. Wait,
Y'all
hold on.
crazy.
No,
does this thing have a little buzzing so you can
it
make little
does.
fun?
You
We
want to
need
make
a
a
sound.
cheer, clap, yell? Can y'all hear it? I
Mm-mm.
don't really know how to work
We gotta make
Mm-hmm.
some
it. Okay,
sound.
I don't even know what the mic's still on.
Mm-hmm.
The mic sounds nice. Check one. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
Mm-mm.
They
Mm-mm.
are liberated.
They very
However,
much are.
They should have
But
stayed
do
in
we
that
really
thing.
think that black women aren't liberated sexually? Do we?
They are just recently getting there. That's the difference. That's what we
Are
got to
they
be honest
recently
about.
getting there, or are they recently being open about being there?
They are
Well,
recently
they're
getting there.
recently getting there because back in the day, they used to
Recently getting there.
shame. You know, back in the day, you wasn't proud to be a dick sucker back in the day.
Right.
You ain't
Because you,
proud right now.
Because
because your
I'm not
favorite,
a
Right,
dick
that's what I'm
sucker.
saying.
So why
because
would I? I'm proud to not be a dick sucker. I'm very
because
proud
you
about it.
because
I'm
y'all
proud you not
you know
I'm glad you ain't
because
never been
because
real
y'all
welcome.
Not
favorite
in my ministry.
because y'all favorite churches and your favorite Sister Odell said that you shouldn't do that. But then Sister
Why?
Odell was doing it to the deacon, but we ain't gonna talk about this. We're just gonna let it go. Cause Sister
Sister
Odell was sure
Odell.
doing it.
Was Sister
Sister
Odell
Odell
really? Was Sister Odell sucking Deacon Fry little
from the
tongue?
back, from the back, from the back,
Where's Tarsha? Remember we used to
from the
call,
back.
what was Tarsha mama name?
Sister
Sister,
Odell, Sister Odell
No.
was telling him that she made that jelly
Tarsha,
cake and
what's
that
your mama
coconut cake.
name? We used to call Tarsha sister.
She,
she called her mama Sister so and
she,
so because she
Yes.
thought that's what everybody used
Sister,
to call her.
Sister
Tarsha, what
Odell
we
was
call
off the
your mama?
frame.
Sister so and
Yeah,
so.
what if her mama
Sister,
named Sister Odell for real?
Sister
They
Nah.
gonna
Odell
get
off
put
the
off of
frame.
that.
Sister Odell was off the frame. You can say what you want. Sister Odell was off the frame. That's why he was coming out the house stumbling.
But you
Shit.
know, Sister Odell always had her deacon from 1800. So,
For
but
real.
you know, back in the day, with blacks was not proud to be dick suckers, but
Hmm.
you men always was proud to be in the Y club, all the way back to the high school, throwing up that V with the
Jonathan, did
part in
you
your
have a
head.
part in your head for the white club?
I didn't have to do that, but no, yeah, I'm always been on the team.
Okay, you can
I
have a
was
part in your
always,
head, I believe, for the white club.
yeah, no, I was always on
Dang,
the
But
Wayne
team.
I
still got a
think
part in
some of
his head.
y'all was perpetrating.
Oh, a lot of them
Was
at
perpetrating
Huntington
because
were
I know
perpetrators.
somebody that name that end with a B, start with a P, wasn't doing nothing but had an old part in high school.
I can't
And
believe she just did
still
that.
ain't doing nothing today.
Hey, I
Hey,
appreciate y'all.
executive director, you know
I'm
how
just
you
saying.
tell us that we go too far?
You went too
I'm
far.
just
Because
saying.
everybody, if anybody knows that person, they know who you talking
And
about.
if anybody knows that person, they know I'm telling the truth.
That's why
That's the scary
somebody else
part.
has got mad.
That they can actually
These-
confirm that she's correct.
Correct.
no, the even scarier part is they can also confirm that all of his ex-girlfriends are now married. Oh my
To
God.
someone else.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh, that is
he
so
fucked it.
horrible.
He fucked that up.
So I'm just
I can't believe you put that boy out there like that. I didn't do it. He always liked me, but for once, I didn't do it. He cannot claim that on me. That was his
Eric
ex-girlfriend.
again, this will be some 1800 passion
Somebody, she
fruit.
is talking loud. Somebody loud,
You
loud.
should really try it. We
No,
brought this back from Baton Rouge.
let's hate more hustle. I got a public service now, and then I have a question.
Mm-mm.
This is a good public service announcement. That was so
Probably
golly.
not, people. Probably
And
not.
then
Come on
Candace
with it.
Cole sent me the video of it. Okay, so let me say this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Um,
think I'm really talking loud. I think it's this
we
microphone is
got we
up
got the
very
microphone
high.
stuff today. Y'all just can't see. So downtown, they are looking to help house artists in brand new lots downtown. They're mixed income properties, solely looking for creatives to house. If you are an artist, you know of any artist looking for a space, a unique living area in downtown Shreveport, I want you all to call this number 318 230 2393. I will put the name and information in the comments. Um, we know so many artists, so many musicians. They used to, I don't know, do they still, I don't know if this is the same place. Uh, Candace Nicole, hit me up. They used to be the place right by Paris Taco. Do they
Mm-hmm.
still, like they would let them
I think
share it
they.
and rent out little
I
rooms
think
to
they.
share and play
I
music,
Yeah. I think they still do that
rehearse?
there.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. So if you all are looking for that, let me know. You can hit me up. You can hit that number. I'm gonna put the work cell number in the comments again. Will you put that number in the comments so I don't forget?
I
318.
can't. I just took off my glasses.
Ooh, Lord, y'all. Ooh, 318 230. What's the rest? 2393. Okay, I'm about to give girl Pam two to the birthday.
Pam is good.
But I just took my eyes need to rest for a second.
No,
So I
he
took 'em.
said it's the drink.
It is, but I'm saying that's not why I took my glass. I took my glass off so my eyes could rest for a second. But yeah, it is
Gotcha.
good. hmm
I heard this question. Now y'all tell me what y'all thinking. I'm just playing
Oh
devil's
shit.
advocate.
Mm.
So this girl said that she found out. Why are you looking like that? I
Cause
didn't say
cause,
that
cause, cause, cause I'm waiting to see what this is. Come on with it.
that she had cheated on her man. It had been a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
She was wondering if he would ever get his lick back. Well, 2+ years later, his lick was a little boy and told her she wanted them to work on staying together. And he told her the only way they could stay together is if his son could start visiting 2 weekends a month. That's the only way he would not divorce her. Is he right? Is she wrong? Is she wrong? Is he right?
Wait a minute. Did she know he had a kid?
No.
That the kid was his
The
lick
kid is his lick back.
because she cheated.
Oh.
She knows she cheated.
She cheated and
She
just
said he
had
took it
sex.
too far.
He did.
So he
No,
went too
whoa, whoa,
far.
whoa, 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 whoa,
He
whoa.
went too far, nigga.
So
A
she didn't
lick.
go too far.
Okay, let's bring this all the way home.
Leaving your
No,
meat, leaving your meat in is too far.
Nigga, you don't know how to
we
pull
don't
out.
we don't know if the other boy left his meat. She could have
She
had
ain't got
abortion,
no baby.
but she just don't have a
This
baby.
this is not on the same level. If I
Come
cheat,
on.
you cheat. We both have sex. We have a one night stand. You ain't bring nothing home. I didn't bring nothing
So
home.
if I cheat and bring home a
Hey,
poodle,
let's okay. We both
you
go
know
out
she
and
ready
have
to fight, don't you,
a
Jay?
one night stand.
Okay,
You don't bring nobody home. I don't bring nobody home.
okay,
If I take my ass out here and come home with a baby,
okay.
your ass is out that motherfucking door.
Oh, you
You
talking about me
sure will.
personally? Oh
Yes.
yeah. Oh no, no,
Uh-huh.
no.
So
Don't
yes,
even put this scenario
he
in your mouth about
motherfucking
me.
left.
He
He
out.
took it too motherfucking far.
What I'm saying
That ain't no motherfucking lick.
is, Trina, mind your business now.
That ain't no motherfucking lick, nigga. You took that too motherfucking far. A lick was a
Yeah,
one
he
night
did.
stand. She cheated.
He went
You
too
cheated.
far.
That's a motherfucking lick.
So what you say? But she wants. He's ready for a divorce. She
Mhm.
wants to work on the marriage, but she said the only way she would work on the marriage. He said the only way he would stay in the marriage is if his son could start visiting. People, tell me what you think in the comments. 2 weekends a month.
Count. Well, this is my thing. She needs to be realistic. Every time she cheated, he cheated. He got
They
the
both
little
wrong.
boy.
There you go, Trina. They
They
both
both
wrong.
wrong. But every time she see this little boy, this is always a constant reminder of he not only cheated, he left his meat pistol in and got a
They
constant
have
reminder.
kids, so if they divorce, every time he come pick up his kids from her, it's still gonna be a compromise. He ain't gonna stop
Mhm.
being around the child.
Well, I have always said, people have always asked me within the marriage when I was married to a mister, if he cheat and have a baby, will you stay? I never say never because you don't know what you'll do in
Right,
that situation.
right.
You can't ever say what you will and what you won't do until you're in that situation. I never encourage anybody to leave their man or their woman just because they cheat or they have a baby because you don't know what you will do or will not do.
But
But
let me put on mute and just
I know I know that you know that every time you see this child, it's a constant reminder of what has or has not happened because you might
Every
be
time
having a
he, every
bad
time,
day,
every time he
and it's
look at a pussy, he gonna think about it.
I don't know. If when you cheat,
every time he look at her,
Every
You
time he
know,
look at her pussy,
every
he gonna think about another dude that been in it.
I don't know when you jump up
Because
in
of
it.
what?
I mean, when you jump up in or get back in after somebody done cheated on you, you just go in there and try to go harder. You try to make them forget it. You try to make them punished for
You
what
can't,
they've done.
as a man, you can't, he ain't gonna never forget
You know what I'm
He
saying?
ain't gonna know for
that.
you,
No.
dude.
Oh, no.
No,
A man ain't gonna never
absolutely
forget
not.
that.
That's
No.
the reason he went and
I
got his
mean,
lick back.
let me tell you
That,
from a
yes.
woman
He'll never forget that.
perspective.
I don't
I've
care.
been cheated on before, and sometimes at the beginning it is a little hard when you get back with that person. It does go through your mind when
Mm-hmm.
when you
Bitch,
when
you
you
gave me
get
the once
back.
over. What did
It
what?
does go through your mind. It is a little harder to get past. It does go through your mind, but I
What you
don't know.
gave me the once over for? Who I cheated on? I mean, I've cheated on some people. Don't get me wrong. I used to cheat a hell of a lot. I was a cheater.
What she say? Oh God, I
I'm
almost
talking about
choked.
cheater.
She
I
say,
didn't say
so
She
anything.
there
gonna give me the
goes.
once over.
Wait a minute. She say so. So Crystal says so. There goes without saying that he used no
No
protection and
protection.
then came home to his wife. Who's to say she didn't?
What? That's what I said at first, person. Now wait a minute. We can't just say he was nasty
We
because
can't sit up there and
he just didn't
pretend.
know what she did. She just
Right.
didn't admit what. And see, that's the problem. I think in his
Lick for lick.
mind, he,
It was a lick. It was they both cheated. They both had sex with other people. They both had a lick at that point.
right.
He just didn't. He either left it in or whatever and brought something
See,
home
we
back
don't.
with him.
But see, what I'm saying is, one thing about women, they be trying to keep it close to this. They ain't gonna say everything they did. I'd have been there, done it. So
Mm.
she might have done the exact same thing. She could have had an abortion. He just didn't know. She could have went out of town with a friend, had it there. We just don't
Either
really.
way, they
She had
both
the
We
cheated.
know.
daughter after they both cheated.
But like Crystal
What you
say,
say?
we definitely know that he
Oh yeah, we definitely know he
And
cheated.
we definitely know
She
that he.
cheated.
So let's be honest here. We definitely know that he didn't decide to go cheat until she did it first.
Come
So
on
are
now,
we gonna
come on
say
now.
who the fraction
but
really
see,
on?
she
Because why
better
did
than
she
me
feel the need
because
to
if
cheat first?
she better than me because if I go out there and cheat, ain't no way in hell I'm gonna tell Adrian I cheated. Go get your lick back. I'm taking
She
that
didn't
shit
tell him
to
she
the
cheated.
grave.
Go get your
How
lick
he
back.
found out?
I don't know.
Because I know this motherfucker right here. If she go out there and get some,
My mama, you know, she found me on
she
that motherfucker.
she about agreeing in there. Now you right, Pam. You better take that to your grave. I know she in there agreeing. You better take that to that grave because when this
Okay,
one right here,
good
she
question.
gonna go too
Hold
far.
on, Mr. Johnson got a good question because this was on what's his name, D.L. Hughley this afternoon. He said Twitter and Instagram was talking about this man, one of the girls he was taking care of, and the other woman fought it. So what if? Okay, let's
Yeah,
say,
because it's not up to him. You can't tell me to get rid of my baby. It's my baby.
but
It's my body. So he
even if
didn't.
you out there cheating at the time,
No, what I'm saying is it wasn't up to him to get rid of the baby. The woman he got pregnant, he can't tell her to get rid of the baby. It's her body. So he
well, he
didn't
can't
have
have a voice, so he shouldn't have had a. He shouldn't be able to have a voice in it if they were kicking it together.
no, it's my body.
Girl,
You don't have the right to tell me to get rid
I
of my
didn't say he
baby.
had the right to tell her, but he
No.
don't have the right to say, "Hey, we're not in a space or a place to be having
Then
procreating, and I think you should take care of it."
you can say that, but again, it's my body. You don't have to have anything to do with
Okay,
this here
people, put
baby,
answer
but
this.
it's
Hold on,
my body, and
answer this
I'm gonna have
question.
my baby if I
If
want to.
if a man and woman are just kicking it, casual sex as friends, she winds up
Then walk
pregnant,
your
tells
ass
him,
away.
hold on, tells him that she's pregnant, and he asks her to have an abortion. She says no. Should he have to pay child support?
He can walk away.
That's not the question. Should
Hey,
he
let's
should
be
he have to
honest.
pay child
Most
support?
men don't pay child support no way. Case in point, I was married to one that ain't paying child
Oh
support
my
right now.
God.
But I'm
All
just
right,
saying,
I'm gonna
if
let
this is
y'all
my
and
thing
then
right here, so if I get
I'm just
pregnant by
asking.
somebody that I'm kicking it with, and they just tell me, hey, you have an abortion, I don't want to have anything to do with this baby, then me as the grown woman that I am, I say, okay, I'm sorry you feel that way. Sign over your parental rights to me right now. You don't have to pay no child support. You don't have to do nothing because I'm going to have my baby. But you don't have the right to tell me to get rid of my baby. You can tell me you don't want me to have, you can ask me to get rid of my baby because you don't want it. But this is my body. And if I choose to have my child, then I'm going to have it. But you can choose not to have anything to do with this child.
Jonathan, what's your thoughts? You're a man. If
I have
you are,
nothing.
no. You
Now,
gotta,
you know
no,
I
this
have
is in
nothing.
Congress
no.
right now.
You gotta
A
answer
man
the
It's
shouldn't
question.
be
nothing.
able to
Hold on.
tell a woman
If
what to do with her body.
I don't think that a man should. You're kicking it with a
No.
woman. You tell her you want her to have an abortion. She decides to keep the baby. Should you be responsible for the child anyway? Although you told her you didn't want to have it with her.
You know what? I took the risk. I took the risk. I've
So
made
because
the
you took the
infraction.
risk, if you
I
still
made the.
make you responsible.
I should have knew
I'm just
before I went in
wondering.
there. I should have knew before I went in there.
To me, a man does,
I
and
should have went in there.
I have a son that is a man, and I feel that it is my body. You don't have the right, although we lay down together. It might be your sperm inside of
The
my body,
only
but you don't have the right to tell me
the only
to abort
problem
my baby.
the
If
only
you don't want
problem.
to have anything to do with this baby, then that's fine. But this is my body, and if I
Okay,
choose to have my baby, then I'm gonna have it.
Okay, go
but
ahead. What's
so
yours?
what I will say this: if there has been a conversation and the conversation has said that that is what you both have decided to do, and if that woman says, "Well, I'm gonna go do it," and she lies about saying that she did it, and then a baby shows up, I think that's a different situation.
That's a different situation. If she
It
says she's
is.
gonna go do it and don't do it, but if I never say I'm gonna do it,
You
then
just got to roll with the punches.
you
You
can
got to roll
ask
with the
me to
punches.
do it
Hey,
all the day long.
let me tell you
You got to
something.
roll with the punches. Yeah, you got to
Mama's
roll with the
baby,
punches.
daddy's maybe, and it ain't none of mine. Okay? I'm just
Now
Crystal.
Crystal
What
says,
Crystal? We talked about that a couple of weeks ago. Remember the question of the woman who had cancer. She lived through it, and then she came and told her husband she wanted to have an affair with her coworker because she wanted to. Now that she had beat cancer, she wanted to live her life. And I said, "Well, tell that heifer to live it outside the ring."
and you know what? It would serve her right after she went out there and had that one night stand or that fling with him. Then she'd die. The Lord,
Oh my gosh, that's
it
horrible.
wouldn't serve her right, but wouldn't that be the Lord? The
No.
Lord, that would be karma. Now you done got rid of that good man that was taking care of you, wiping your snot, suctioning your mouth, done been there through the thick and thin. You go have this one night stand, and then like on the last holiday, find out the machine was broken and you really are sick. Now I'm telling you, the Lord don't like ugly. Let me
You and
ask
this
you this
band-aid.
question.
Yo, yo.
Let me
Go
ask you
ahead.
this question,
Yeah,
people. We
yeah.
were
Oh
having this
yeah.
discussion about grace, about extending grace to people. Because over the test of time, sometimes
Talk about talk.
frustration and time, and you go through things in life, and I'm going through a couple of situations, and I'm trying to teach my son and my children and just people about extending grace. And there are times in life where you can go through a little
Look
stuff,
at
you get a
Jonathan.
little frustration, and we need to learn how to extend grace
Oh, look at Jonathan.
to one another. And there are times that, although we think we are extending grace, we might not be extending grace to each other and one another. So Adrian Burton made this wonderful little post that she thinks she be making these little posts, and I don't
No,
always see them.
no, I know you're gonna see him. I mean, your feed to be seen first, woman.
She is, and I always make sure that when she makes these subliminal messages,
That
that
wasn't a
I go
subliminal
out
though.
here and I love the little post so she can
That
see that
wasn't
I
even
saw it.
directed at her.
It
What I'm
was
saying is,
so. We need to learn in life to extend grace to one another. And this is a lesson that I am trying to teach my oldest and dearest right now. That once, we make a little mistake in life, or we go through situations. Sometimes the Lord tries to show us something, teach us something. And sometimes during those lessons, it's a little hard for us to see the blessing in the lesson. That's one saying Gussie always used to say. There's always a blessing in the lesson, even when you don't see it. So, Aiden Burton, what was that post you made? Read the post. Go on
okay,
out there and
sure.
read the
You know,
post.
I ain't scared.
How
I
she
ain't never scared.
how she done took us down to the river and then ain't gonna read us the
Because I
Oh
post.
can't
yeah,
remember it
right.
word for
But
word.
she
Go read
can't
it.
remember it, but she know that I made the post.
Yes, here you go.
Okay, my post was giving everyone grace except the person person that actually deserves it is a problem. Let them marinate in it. I just feel that when we're teaching our children and our family members how to give persons grace, we were talking about an incident that happened, and she was trying to explain to her son about how to give this young lady grace because she was upset. What I'm saying is that goes for everybody in our circle. I'm tough. I'm hard. I'm always a pretty much of a statue. So people don't generally extend grace to me because they think I'm just an asshole or have a bad attitude or I'm not compromising. When all I do is ever compromise anyone around me, whether it's my mother, my daughter, my children, my wife, I'm always compromising for everybody, but I never compromise for myself. So when I'm talking about giving people grace that deserve it, I was speaking on myself because a lot of times people do not extend grace to me because for whatever reason, oh, you hard, you Billy Bad Adrian, you the
Okay.
mean mama, you the
Cut.
green man,
Cut.
you don't deserve grace.
Cut. So I said that to say that we have to learn to extend grace to everyone.
We do.
And like we always say, check on your strong friends, check on your
Agree.
strong family members,
That don't
because
happen.
sometimes they are the ones that need the grace most. And I said that to say that, through this, I graduated last week. I've been working 14 and 15 hours a day just so I could take my baby to the Southern University on Monday. So throughout those
Come
14 and
on through,
15-hour days, this lady over here has been holding down the fort. She has been going to work. She has been cooking meals. She has been checking on me. She has been listening to me vent about working these 14 and 15-hour days and how tired I was. She's still been making lunch and bringing me drinks. She's still been there. So this is to say how much I love and appreciate you and all the things that you do for me.
cousin.
So I said that to say she thinks that I don't see her little subliminal message and that I don't give her grace. But I do give her grace and I do appreciate her. Even this head butter of mine that done popped in, and she loves to say, that we are more alike than we
To
are not.
everyone.
So I just want to give the grace to the one that I love the most, the Adrian Burton over here, and just let her know that I
Girl, don't
appreciate
be
her
using my government name. I had to
for
pop off on
everything that
somebody.
she has done this week, just so that I can take my baby to school. I appreciate you, honey. See, this is why you can't with her.
Thank you. Thank you, honey.
Hmm.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's so sweet. See, don't be sweet often, y'all. I appreciate it. Look, Keisha can't believe it. Yeah. Thank you.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah.
In about 3 seconds, as soon as this broadcast ends, we're going to see the real girl, Pam.
That
Where
is
to
not
God?
But
true.
God!
You know
Where to
what?
God?
Y'all have people
All of
thinking
a
that I
sudden,
am not always sweet. I am
at the
one
side
of
of the
the
camera, you're gonna see
sweetest.
something go. For real.
She
It's okay.
after she told me 1-800 choke that hoe. I ain't gonna forget it.
Don't.
Anyway, this has been a very interesting broadcast. We appreciate your thoughts, comments. Keisha, what that little thing mean down there? I ain't updated the iPad. Keisha, what
That's
that
the
little
wow emoji. And
down
see,
here?
yes,
No, what's this?
that is because that's iPad is not updated. Well, you know what, Lakeisha Ferguson.
Hey, Jonathan, final thoughts. Keisha, help me. Y'all don't be praying enough for me. I'm telling you, y'all don't be praying
You
enough
know
for me.
what? I swear to God, you and Lakeisha
Why should I say
Ferguson.
so? I don't even know how me and Keisha got in the same sentence. All I said was y'all don't be praying enough for me. I didn't say it to her. I'm talking about to the audience.
Hmm. Okay.
She said that's a shaking me. Your shit ain't updated
It
either.
is. It's on my phone. It's on my phone. Thank you very much. I don't have that.
Excuse me?
Mhm.
Excuse me? I don't have no updates. I ain't gonna
Mhm.
update nothing. Go ahead. Final thoughts, girl Pam.
Those were my final thoughts. Extend grace to your loved ones, people. Extend grace. And I just want to give a
None of
shout
that
out
12 fruit
to
cakes.
my baby girl, Shaylin,
Oh, God. She
who is
finna
at
cry.
the Southern University. I had to leave my baby on Monday, but
You
I
know you
know
act like
that
you dropped her off in the Amazon rainforest or something.
She
You took her to
is
school.
she is 400 miles away from me, but I
She
know
showed.
that she is going
She
to
showed
be
counted.
okay.
400.
She showed
That's
counted.
probably like
She showed
258
counted.
and some change.
It's She's about 400 miles away from me.
No.
So, but I know that she is going to be well. I've already got videos from the welcome event. She was down there lit this morning at 9 o'clock
Shaking
this
all her
morning
tail
when
feathers.
the human jukebox came through that thing. So, her and Joy are going to be well. So,
You okay, mommy?
I think so.
Oh, she's gonna cry when she get in the car. Mr. Ellison, final thoughts.
I don't have to take this
Ooh,
treatment.
so much. No, just final thoughts. Like I said,
Erica,
when it
your
comes
son
to
now. I'm sorry, Jane. Your son on the yard. I didn't know that. Oh yeah, we need to connect. Go ahead,
okay.
sir.
But yeah, no, just when it comes to dealing with medical situations or dealing with hospitals, make sure you ask all the questions. Talk to your friends that are medical professionals, and because sometimes you don't know what questions to ask. So make sure you ask the questions. Make sure that you are very stern when you ask these questions, because it's okay to ask them. You know what I'm saying? That's your life. That's your family life. It's all these people in their hands at that point, and in your heart, you feel like when you take them to those hospitals, that they are going to give the best care possible. So just make sure that you keep that in mind. Make sure you do all of that. The next thing of it is too, you know what I'm saying? If you buying cars and boats and eating booty, um, do your homework. You know what I'm saying? You need to find out which one is the
Hopefully they don't
bonus.
have a wife.
And if they got a wife and you've been paying all their bills and you just happen to get to a situation to where you're not allowed to do what you thought you wanted to do, you got to suck that shit up. And so in that point, stay off the meth, stay off the bad drugs, only do the good ones, and have a great night. That's all I got.
My final thoughts are um, know your healthcare providers. It's very important
Great.
for the safety of you, your family, your loved ones, your children. Know your healthcare providers. Ask questions. You're paying. If they don't like you asking questions, go to somebody else you can pay. Go ahead, John. You got something to say?
Hey, she ain't had no booty in that little shout she had. I wasn't
Hey,
muted.
hey,
Keep going.
And I'm talking about, go ahead, Jonathan. I did not say, hey, she ain't have no. And then he gonna whisper so she can't hear. But you're on a live right. Wait,
public
James
this
Green out here buying what?
disclaimer, people.
He is
The
buying what? Mr. Johnson inbox me. What he buying? Oh my goodness. The pastor? He just
James
he
Green
just
in here
creepy
by
looking to
himself.
me. I don't care what y'all say. I know I shouldn't be saying I know he's the pastor to some friends of mine. He just creepy looking to me.
It need to
And
be said.
the bald head, the ascot, and the beard at 75, it creeps me out. No, I'm serious. Every time I see him, I be thinking it makes my flesh crawl. It's something about it. But anyway, uh,
Oh Lord, I'm too.
it does. Know your healthcare provider. You're
Right.
paying for the services. You pay good money for your service.
Real
Make
talk.
them treat you and service you properly. You wouldn't
Right.
expect less than proper service for your
I
car.
got one more
Don't
thing to say.
expect less than proper service
Hmm.
for your body. You need to take care of yourself. Also, yes, let's learn to extend grace to one another. Check on your strong friends. I had to meet a friend to give her some payments for some work today, and life has just been lifing. And I asked her about another friend of ours. She said he fell out with me, man, and I don't know why. He won't even give me a conversation.
Hmm.
Tell me what. And they've been friends. He and I have been friends for 30 years. She and he have been friends for over 30 years. And she's
Right.
like, whatever it is he think I did, we can talk through it. And that's all a lot of us are just missing is a good, hearted, strong fellow. Even me and
It's
my child because she won't listen. I'm hard headed, she hard headed. A lot of times things can be handled when they ain't too disrespectful and hard headed
all
with
is.
one good, strong conversation. Extend grace to people. Check on your strong friends.
It's
Check on your strong family members.
waiting until they get in the casket to do it
Yes.
ain't what's up.
Wait
So
until
Figure the shit out.
Chan said earlier, Sally Mae gonna have to get my money, get my body out the casket to get my money. So don't wait until they get in the casket and then say I shoulda, coulda, woulda, I should have done things differently. Reach out
I'm
to
tired
them.
of being the person that always gotta call
You
people.
don't have to.
I tell you,
That's
I
what I'm
am so
saying.
proud of you and Andres. Like y'all have been friends for over 40 years.
But me and it's only a few people that I have not been friends with for 30 plus years. It's very few. Most
But
people,
you know,
but
I
and
am
then
so
those
proud of
people
it.
like Krista Crosby, Carla Yvette, Sharika, we all have known each other over 30 years. Tina Mims.
But you know, your friends I'm so proud of because even when you made your lifestyle decision to change, they never wavered. And that's the
They don't
problem
give
that
a
I
damn.
have with everybody that I know. That they
Well,
felt some type
but
of
see,
way.
that's another conversation we gotta go. They wavered, they just didn't fall. They had questions. They wondered why. We had conversations, and at the end of the day, they was like, "Girl, we don't give a damn because your ass crazy as hell. You do
Right.
anything,
That's
And
what
that's
grown
why
ups do.
That's what grown-ups do.
that's the difference
That's what
between
grown ups
real
do.
friends
Yeah,
and
that's
real and
yeah,
that's
that's
the
a
difference.
conversation. But I will say this: in order to have those friendships and relationships, you have to extend those friendships and relationships.
Right.
But you can't always be the one
Like
extending
Eco.
them though.
You and Eco been friends for how long?
Shit, almost 20,
But
30 years.
that's a
Good.
two-way street though.
Right, that's what I'm saying. You
And
have
I
to.
can't always be the one extending. That's why
Okay, I love you.
Oh boy.
What
Yeah.
was the
Yeah.
one final thing you had to say?
Mm,
Oh
nothing.
God, she hit on those
Nothing.
You know what?
feelings.
You know what, Jonathan? I'm sick of 1 and 2. But okay, I got y'all.
It's 1, 2, and 3 because you gonna say you sick of you sick of all this. Don't wear the innocent one. Tell the innocent one we said hey. I'm
Yeah,
getting.
for real.
We love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Something for the People podcast. Hopefully we can coordinate our schedule. We can get back on our sex talk 1-on-1 because y'all need some teaching.
They sure do.
They've been waiting and all the hoes
Sure
been left because Jonathan won't talk dance to them. Bye. Good night. Love you all for free. I'm out of here, people. And look, Daryl to my hey. Daryl Otto. Hey, Daryl. Hi, Daryl. Tell Daryl, hey, girlfriend.
Hey, Daryl.
Nuttier than a fruitcake at Christmas.
Oh boy.
We gotta love them. We
Oh
gotta
boy.
love you. We, as you say, we ain't going nowhere. I'm talking about the heavy 12-pound fruitcake.
Mm.
Let's go get some fruitcake.
I'm good.
Bye, people.